Welcome YouTube to this Homefront the Revolution beta video. So I'm going to be discussing some of my thoughts and my impressions on the sequel to, I think it was 2011's Homefront, or yeah, it was just called Homefront, which I really enjoyed. I remember it being quite a short game. I think it took me about 4 hours on the hard difficulty. And back then I had no money because I had just come out of university, so I'd rented it, so I was quite happy with that. So if I bought the game, I'd be pretty pissed off that it only took 4 hours. But you did have the online multiplayer as well. But that was the weird time where they had the kind of online pass shit going on, where if you rented it or bought it pre-owned, you'd have to pay £8 to play online, which was a bit of a piss take, to be honest. But I'm glad all that shit's sorted out. So, Homefront the Revolution. Enough about the previous game. There's a new game, brand new game, with a mohawk and everything you can see on the start of the game where... But anyway, this is a different game, a brand new game. The beta has about 3 maps. It does have 3 maps. And you can create any other character you want. You can just play the co-op, which is a bit of a disappointment to a lot of people because I think a lot of people are expecting kind of the big multiplayer they were showing off where you can go around in vehicles and it's kind of PvP, but this is 4-player co-op here where you're just kind of playing like a scenario, which is interesting to say the least. However, my first impressions of the game were pretty much negative, I think, from the outset. I'm not going to diss any of the kind of connection issues or pop-in or whatever I had, because it is a beta, as it says at the top of the game. It is not final content. However, what I can say is that the gunplay feels really weak. I mean, the hit markers are kind of cool. They're very much like Call of Duty, but I don't really feel like I'm actually hitting anything. When you play Call of Duty, you have a pretty neat little... It's kind of like a reverb or whatever on your controller to know that you've actually kind of hit something, which a lot of games get wrong these days. As well as that, the gunplay is really, really heavy, and it's not really to my liking personally. It's not like it's a simulation kind of game. I haven't played at Armour, but I'm using that as an example, where it is heavy for a reason, because it is a simulation. It just feels a bit wonky in my eyes. It's not what I like. As well as that, it takes a long time to actually get around. I think really you're supposed to hold back, use cover, etc., which we've seen in the single-player demos and trailers and whatnot. However, you can see me running and gunning just like I'm in Call of Duty, which it worked quite well because I'm playing on easy. So the enemies are pretty much a walkover if you're on easy. The graphics are pretty shocking in my eyes. The whole game doesn't really feel like a next-gen game. It doesn't feel like it belongs on Xbox One. But it is a beta, so you're going to have to forgive it for that, really, aren't you? But I think the game's out in a couple of months, so I'm not too sure how much different it's going to be, because a lot of people say that these betas are really just marketing tools, which really they are, because if you're going to give someone a code to play a beta of a game, if you pre-order the game, then that is an incentive to pre-order. It's not really a let's help out and work on the game together, because you've already taken down the £5, $5 or whatever for the game. So I don't really think there's going to be that much difference. I mean, the Division has had a lot of patch changes between the game beta between the beta and the game. So we could have some hope for it here. But it is a bit wonky, I think. There's frame rate issues. But then again, it is in beta. So, again, like I said, it is forgivable with stuff like that. But as a whole, the game feels a bit soulless. It's not really kind of... See, I should be, from the outset, I should know that I'm having to move slow or whatever. But the fact that I could just run and gun like I am here, it doesn't seem right to me. But going around on the bikes is a lot of fun. So it could be better in the kind of ground war, open combat thing. And it could be a lot of fun. It just could be the co-op's a bit off. Just like in the Darkness 2, the game, the co-op was pretty awful, but the game was absolutely amazing. But we'll see when the game comes out. I might pick it up. I'm not too sure. I'm going to be picking up The Division. So I only really have room for one open world, post-apocalyptic disaster game, to be honest. So I didn't really like it. I didn't like the game. I thought it was a bit shocking in places. But again, it is a beta. You can't really judge it completely on that. And unfortunately, some people will. I think some people will go out and say it's the worst game ever made. But I think that you are going to have to review it and check out the reviews of the full game when that comes out. But these are just my opinions on the beta. Hit that like and subscribe if you want to see some more. And goodbye.